Tell you guys the same thing I told our players after the game is like, number one, I don't believe in moral victories. I mean, at the end of the day, we lost 5-3 at home, and that's not something that we're ever going to be okay with. We have kind of our guy on the mound, and you're going up toe to toe against a good team. There's no doubt. So we're never going to be okay with that. But I saw something different in our kids than I've seen the last 4 games, and that's the big thing that I told them after the game. The competitiveness was elite tonight. Those guys competed their tails off in the box. We didn't do that at Kentucky. We didn't compete like that at Kentucky. We didn't compete like that against South Alabama. We competed tonight. And end of the day, we didn't get it done, and nobody asked you really what that looks like. But as a guy that's been doing this for quite a while, I look up, and if this team can show up and compete that way, we're going to be just fine here when the dust settles. So, end of the day, I thought we had two young arms, Sam Mitchell, Zane Probst, that threw the ball extremely well. I mean, Sam Mitchell has not got a lot of outings this spring, and wanted to give him an opportunity. He's been working his tail off and came and gave us 2 really good innings. Kind of pitched around a mess there in the second, but gave us a good one. Zane Probst had a tough start to the year, there's no doubt, and that dude works harder than anybody on our team, and he comes in there and hangs 2 zeros. At the end, it gives us a chance. We have to go ahead and run there in the 8th and get their closer in. I thought Hamby had a great at-bat. I thought he had an awesome at-bat and just wasn't quite able to finish it. I thought Evan Slight had an awesome at-bat, just not quite able to finish. And I thought that was kind of the story of the night is I thought our at-bats against Hagen Smith were outstanding. We just didn't quite finish them. You know, that guy strikes out 15 dudes every time he goes out. I think he only punched us out 5 or 6, 7 times tonight, something like that. The problem was we would get 2 good counts. We'd spoil pitches, we'd take pitches, and we just couldn't quite finish it. And he'd either get the punch or get a lazy fly ball or something. But I was proud of the effort. Not happy with the result, but proud of the effort. And if we can show up and that's who we are when we put a uniform on, things are going to go well for us a heck of a lot more than they don't.
Coach, that guy's obviously one of the best pitchers in the country. What did you see from your guys in terms of just not backing down from him?
I think that's exactly right. Like, I didn't think we did. I thought we had a good plan. You know, when we went back, we spent a lot of time this week. Kentucky's got good arms too, you know, and I thought what we did is we were just in between everything for the last week. You know, I told our guys yesterday at practice, I said, it feels like we played terrible baseball for a month, and it's been 4 games that we didn't play great, you know, but that's the way baseball is when you're not going great. I thought we really did a good job of kind of forcing him to do what we wanted him to do. The problem is it's 97 with a hammer, and he has the ability to throw the slider in 2-0 counts and command it. He's got good command of the heater. You don't get a lot of opportunities against an arm like him, and when you do, you got to cash in. You know, we had that 1 inning set up 1st and 2nd, and you'd like to find a way to push through there, and we just weren't quite able to. But he's good, man. That guy's going to get paid a lot of money come July, and it's a good arm. I thought we competed with him, you know, but no, see, the guy took a no-hitter into the 5th or 6th, 7th, whatever it was. Like, we by no means dominated him in any way, shape, or form. I just thought we competed with him well. I liked the quality of those at-bats, and the results of them weren't always awesome, but that competitiveness and the focus and running off a plan in that at-bat is something we haven't done in 4 games. I thought we did that tonight.
Yeah, Coach, you already said, you know, you don't believe in moral victories, but you guys hit the same amount as the #1 team in the country. Even though tonight wasn't the outcome you wanted, how do you think kind of playing them, especially in this slump, is going to kind of help the team, you know, get ready for the next 2 games?
Yeah, I mean, I think if we played this exact game in the exact situation last weekend, the way we played it, we get run ruled in 7 innings, no question. Like, we don't get out of the set. Just that's kind of from the effort level. I think our dugout might be more exhausted than the guys that played tonight, and we haven't had that. And the guys that haven't been in the game, and it's hard. Like, all those guys want to be on the field competing, and I only get to put 9 of them out there at a time. And sometimes I got the right ones out there, sometimes I might not, and I'm not perfect in that situation. But I thought you had 40 dudes all pulling in the same direction today, and we haven't had that even maybe when we were going really good early. That's what I love tonight is it's not that we got the same amount of hits. It's not the fact that we only lost by 2. It's none of that. Like, it has 0 to do with the result, but the process of how we went about our business tonight is how Alabama baseball is going to go about its business. Now, the challenge is, can we line up and do that again tomorrow? Can we bring this? Because it's hard. It takes a lot out of you. When you pour that much into it, you lose. It hurts worse. But that's what this game's all about, pouring yourself into it, investing in it. and the result didn't go our way tonight. So we line up and do it again tomorrow. If we can be mentally tough enough to do that, or this team's going to be just fine.
Yeah, Justin LeBron had that awkward slide in the bottom of the 8th. I do know he stayed in the game, but do you know if there was anything there that might impact him? Did he injure anything?
No, nothing great. He just had a little cramp going.
Gotcha.
He was cramping a little bit, so it ended up working out great that they had a pitching change because they were able to just stretch him out a little more. But as soon as I went out there, before I knew they were changed, he was giving me the thumbs up. So I knew it was nothing crazy. It was just a little bit of a cramp there.
Coach, the Dixie Land Delight effect seems to be a real thing. What are you noticing about the energy shift once they play it?
I think we might need to play that between every inning. No, it is. I mean, the crowd was awesome tonight. I mean, I got to meet Jalen Milroe before the game. What an awesome dude he is. You know, I've watched that guy compete on Saturdays, but really cool just to be able to sit and talk with him. And the crowd was incredible tonight. I mean, we didn't give them a whole lot to get excited about for a long time. I mean, zeros on the board. They come out and punch us in the mouth in the first, and they stuck with us just looking out there, and we were able to give them something to get a little bit excited about at the end. But crowd in general was awesome. Dixie Land Delight's great. Like, we love having that back, and yeah, just really, really competitive stuff out of our guys, and I really do. I love them for that, man. I really, really do, and it's going to be good.
Coach, you had Bryce Evin back for the first time in about 10 games. How does it feel to just insert him back into the lineup and get him back going?
That's why I told him. I said, welcome back, man. You got Hagen Smith. Like, go get him, you know. Ebbs is such a professional, man. I love that kid. And, you know, I know his career's been up and down here a little bit. He's had some injuries. He's had some success. He's had some failures. But all in all, I mean, Ebbs' growth in the way he goes about his business in the classroom. Ebbs' growth in how he approaches the game from a detail-oriented stuff. Everybody always, he doesn't pay attention to little things. I've seen a guy that pays attention to every tiny little thing since I've been here. And he's grown. It's amazing how much deeper your lineup feels having Bryce Evin in it. You know, that guy he's just a really good player. And getting him back was kind of a shot in the arm for us a little bit. It just felt right. And that's not taking anything away from the guys that kind of filled in his void. I thought they competed. We used a number of guys there, but it feels really good to get your senior back that's having a great year, and I'm happy for him that he was able to get himself back in there. And I thought he had tough at-bats tonight. Obviously, that last little weak pop-up there at the end off Gecko, but I thought he had great at-bats all night tonight, too. It's good to see him back.
Is there any inclination as to who gets the ball on Sunday?
Not yet. I mean, a lot of that's going to depend on how tomorrow goes. You know, we're gonna exhaust what we've got to do to go win tomorrow. So if I have to throw 10 guys and we roll through that, we'll figure out a position player can pitch on Sunday. We'll do whatever we have to do. So, you know, I think we've got a number of guys that can do it. It's also kind of good. We get to kind of face these guys for 2 days and see what the best matchup we feel like is out of the pen. And I mean, no secret, Sunday's probably going to be quite a few guys we're going to run out there. I don't know that we're going to send somebody out there for 100 pitches on Sunday, but we'll get a better idea of that tomorrow after the game.
How much, I know you touched on in the opening, how much did you feel like Zane Probst needed tonight?
He just deserved tonight. That guy, JJ and I talk about it all the time. There's not a person on our staff that works the way he works. He works so hard and he cares so much. And it's hard because I've had one of my buddies, Hunter Bledsoe, used to tell me all the time. He's like, Rob, the elite, it's walking this fine line of caring and not caring. The best can walk that line, right? And they don't grip it too tight, but they're also not lackadaisical and don't care. I think Zane works so hard and he wants it so bad that I saw him finally just go be Zane Probst tonight. And, you know, he faced some live hitters on Wednesday and, man, open our eyes. It was 92, 93. It was a really good break ball. It was a ton of strikes. He deserves tonight. So I'm just happy for him because these kids, man, every one of them put so much into this. And I always tell them, man, like, it doesn't guarantee you success. I had this talk with our guys. We had 2 really good days of practice. You have 4 of the worst games we played all year. Everybody's looking up saying, what the heck's going on? Like, now we've lost, I don't know, 5 of our last 6, I don't know what it is. Like, everybody on the outside looks at it and it's like, what's wrong with Alabama? I saw guys tonight and Zane Probst being a leader in that, and it started at practice on Wednesday. We were forced inside, and those kids had an electric practice on Wednesday. They came out and did the same thing yesterday. And I told them at the end of practice yesterday, behaving this way doesn't guarantee you anything. Zane Probst working his tail off doesn't guarantee him anything. but it puts him in a situation where he can step on the mound prepared and ready to compete. And I thought he did that tonight. And he's going to be a huge force moving forward. We need some guys in that bullpen that can come in and slam the door for us a little bit. And we saw two guys tonight, a young pup and Sam Mitchell, and a veteran in Zane Probst that showed me, man, I can lean on those guys in a tight game. And we didn't throw those guys into a blowout. It was a tight spot. We went to them. I thought both those guys were great. So Zane's a stud, man. He's an unbelievable human, and he deserved that tonight.
Oh, good.
Thanks, guys. Roll time.
Thanks, Coach.